Hello BookTube, welcome to Lizzie Faye Loves Books. I'm Elizabeth and I am planning to participate in RYBSAT Round 8. RYBSAT stands for Read Your Own Bookshelf-a-thon, and I believe it is created by Miranda at Books 101. So of course I will link her channel down below. And when I first heard about RYBSAT several months ago, it was probably round 6, I thought, I am probably not ever going to do that. That just sounds really hard. So I didn't really give it much thought. And then last round, which was round 7, I got to noticing that several of the people who I subscribed to were doing RYBSAT, and I was watching their TBRs and their wrap-ups, and I thought, if I was ever going to do RYBSAT, where would I start? How would I even come up with a place to start? Because, I mean, this is not my only bookshelf. And a lot of the books here, like you see books above me, these are my husband's books. And down below where you can't see, there's some more of his books. And, I've got books over there and books around the corner. So I just thought, where would I start? And it occurred to me right after RYBSAT round 7, when I was going to bed one night, and I took a look at the books that are in the bookshelf, which is built into my headboard. And I realized they are the perfect set of books for this type of readathon. Several years ago, I remember kind of going through some books and picking out some books that I was pretty sure I could get rid of or pass on to someone else once I read them. So I put those books in that spot, and I just kind of left them there. I didn't really do much with them. I might have read one book, and then I just kind of moved on to other things, kind of forgot about them. Half the time when I go to bed, I don't even feel like reading. I just need to go to sleep. So I'm not really good at reading at night. I really do better in the morning early if I can get up before everybody else, or take a book to work and read on my breaks, things like that. So those books have just been sitting there. They're mostly short books. Now, there are a few devotional books. I do usually try to read a few Bible verses and maybe a page in a devotional book each night. And so those books are there too. But right after last round of RYBSAT, when I decided I was going to do this, I kind of took a look at the books that were there, and I sorted out the devotional books, and I looked at what else was there. There's a whole mix. And I know these books have been there probably at least 4 years and have not really been touched. So there are some children's books, and there's one book there of my daughter Katie's that she gave me several years ago, and she said, here, I want you to read this, and I stuck it on that shelf, and I never got it read. And I know that that was probably 4 years ago. Then another book that she had read that I thought was really cute, and she was probably in about 4th grade, and I thought, oh, this looks really cute, I'll read this. That's still there. There's some nonfiction books, there's some parenting books, there is a I think there's only one book that's over 300 pages. So it's really the perfect set of books, and I'm tired of looking at them. I need to get them read so that I can move them out of that shelf, because I see them every night, and it's just like I've just looked at them over and over so much that they just blend into the background, and I don't even realize that they're there. And that alone is a good enough reason to get those books read and move them out of my life. Now, there may be a couple of them that I will keep, but I believe that it still holds true that the majority of them are books that I can give away and get rid of when I finish them. So let me take you now to my bedroom bookshelf and show you the books. Okay, so here is my side of the bed, my nightstand, my book lover's calendar, my vintage clock radio, and here is the bookshelf. I don't know if I mentioned, my husband and I each have a bookshelf. This one is on my side of the bed, and then there's a space in the middle where we put our remotes. I have my Bibles there, and then he's got some books down there, and then there's the shelf up above where we can put decorative items or whatever. On this side, these are devotional books or like page a day type books, and so I'm not going to do anything with those. I'm going to start right here, and I have, back when I decided I was going to do this, I did kind of go ahead and arrange them in order from smallest to largest, and kind of mixed them between like fiction and nonfiction. I put the children's books first because I'll be able to knock all of those out hopefully in one day, and then move on to the others. This book, I'm not even sure where it came from. If I got it for Katie, it was a long time ago because she is way past any books of this type. It might have been a free book that I got with Kellogg's points, and I was going to give it to a teacher. It has 2 books in one. Now, Katie did used to read the Rainbow Magic books. One is, you can't see the title, I'm sorry. This is A Fairy Ballet, and then the book on the other side is The Fairy Treasure Hunt. So I may give this to a friend of mine that is an elementary school teacher. I don't know. But I'm going to read it because it's here. I don't think I ever read any of these Rainbow Magic fairy books. My daughter Katie used to read them. She read the chapter books. This one's not really a chapter book. This one's more of a storybook, picture book. But it's here, so I'm going to read it. This is the one that Katie wanted me to read quite some time ago. It's called Cat Diaries, Secret Writings of the Meow Society. It's got 3 authors, Betsy Byers, Betsy Duffy, and Laurie Myers. And I can't remember, I think I was, at the point she handed me this to read, I was reading some other cat book, maybe some other kind of a short story book about cats, and she said, "Oh, Mom, I have one that I want you to read. This has got some really fun stories in it." So it's so little. I don't know why I never read it, but I'm going to read it now. And this book is by Whoopi Goldberg. This is from the Sugar Plum Ballerina series. Katie bought 2 of these when she was probably in 4th grade. I started this one and never finished it, but they're very cute. If you didn't know that Whoopi Goldberg wrote children's books, now you know. This is by Jeanette Oak, called The Matchmakers, and it's a very small book, little bitty book. I've read almost all of her series books, her novels, and she has several little short story books, and I don't think I've read any of them, and I don't think I want to get rid of this one, but for whatever reason I put it here on my in this shelf, so I'm going to read it. This is called A Life God Rewards by Bruce Wilkinson. This is also a very small book. The only book I've read of this series is The Prayer of Jabez, and I just got another one of these books that I think I showed in my last haul, in my nonfiction haul, but this one I've had sitting at my bedside for quite a while, and so I'm going to read this one. And here's a really pretty book by Emily Barnes. This is My Cup Overflows with the Comfort of God's Love. And I have some other Emily Barnes books. I don't know if I've ever read any of them, but they're so pretty, and they always have some sort of a tea theme, really girly looking, and they're Christian inspirational books. So I am looking forward to reading this one. This one I've started, but I've never finished. It's called Because I'm the Mother, That's Why. Mostly True Confessions of Modern Motherhood. It is by Stephanie Pearson, and it's just kind of a comic look at motherhood from a lady who really does not consider herself to be a very domestic mother, and so it's very cute. And I started it several years ago and just never finished it. This is Among the Betrayed by Margaret Peterson Haddix. It's book 3 in the Shadow Children series. I read book 1 and 2 probably when Katie was in the 4th or 5th grade, because she read a couple of them at that time. My husband, I think, read most of them, and I only read the first 2. I started this one. I got just a little ways in, and I never got it finished. And actually recently I got books 4 through 7 at a book sale, and that kind of got Katie interested in reading them again. So she read 1 and 2, and then she actually took this one and had started it and had put it out in the car, but I brought it back in because it's been sitting really on my nightstand for so many years that as long as I'm going to be reading the books from this nightstand, I definitely want to get this one read. This one I don't think has been here all that long. This is called What Kids Need Most in a Mom by Patricia H. Rushford, and it's just a little parenting book. It's not very long. I think it's only about 200 pages. And so I don't even know where I got it. Right. This is called Texas Neighbors by Deborah White Smith, and I want to say this has probably been sitting here maybe 7 or 8 years, because after my mom passed away and I was spending some time in my hometown cleaning out her house, this book was given to me by a lady from my hometown church. And she said, "Here, we like to pass books around, and I think this one's made the rounds of everybody. Would you like to read it?" And I was like, "Well, okay, sure." And so she gave it to me, and I brought it home to Florida, and here it's been sitting, and I've never read it. So I need to read this and pass it on to someone else. And then the last one, I don't know if I'll get to this, but it is a parenting book called It Takes a Parent by Betsy Hart. And it is only a little over 200 pages. So there are my books for RYBSAT. There is 11 books there. But again, it's not that many because 3 of them are kids' books, 2 of those are super short, and there's not, and there's only 1 book that's over 300 pages. So I think I can knock these out in 1 week. Now, along with that, I'm just including my print books in RYBSAT. I probably will also have some audio books, like in my car and in my kitchen. Those will be just extra for the week, but these are what I'm reading for RYBSAT. So those are my books for RYBSAT Round 8. Nothing too exciting or earth-shattering. It's just that that is a shelf that I need to get read. And so this is a great time to motivate myself to do it. I was reading on Twitter the other day, a couple of people were talking about how that they were not motivated by readathons, or that they kind of, die out by the end of the week. I am the opposite. I am totally motivated by readathons. In fact, by the end of the week, I am just ignoring everything else because I want to finish my reading goals. I am really hoping that I can get all of these books read. If not all, then the majority. So I guess that's all I have for this video. Let me know if you're participating in RYBSAT Round 8 because I would love to see what you're reading as well. So I hope you're having a great day, read a good book, and God bless you.